Welcome back, everybody. This is game number 4, and this is Zero versus Hiya. On the microphone is BisuDagger as I cast this GOM Classic. GOM TV now part of GOM XP. The countdown has finished, and on the map, Fighting Spirit. These players will duke it out to see if there will be an ace match or if Hiya will be advancing into that great and glorious finals. Now, these two players again have a great history. Although Zero, he was one of the more primary players on his team back in Pro League. Hiya, he was more of a secondary. He was the backup player to Jaedong, and not as reliable as everybody would have wanted him to be. He was streaky, I guess you could say. Sometimes he could be one of the best Terran players on the scene, and other times he just was, a middle ground Terran player where he would it was a coin flip whether he would win or lose. You could never tell too easily. So on the map, Fighting Spirit means that our Zerg player Zero will be spawning at the top right hand corner at the 1 o'clock position, scouting with his Overlord down to the bottom right. And then we have our Terran player Hiya spawning at the top left hand corner and the 11 o'clock position. He will be constructing that supply depot. So still nothing glaringly obvious for both these players what they will be going for. Zero taking the opportunity to fix his headphones. He's not even bothering to micro just for a second. His APM must be getting pretty low there. And as a professional player, when you're inside that booth, it's got to be really hard to play when your headphones are uncomfortable. I've seen where games have gone so long that players are having trouble with their ears, and they hurt so bad that that it just really distracts them during their games. So Zero, he is taking a hatchery first at his natural. He's not even following it up with a spawning pool yet. And he's really going for that economic 2-base build again. And how is Hiya going to respond to this once his SCV gets inside the main base without pull first? It looks like an SCV is just going to be blocking the ramp. Okay. He's just going for a ramp block. The barracks isn't done quite yet. Spawning pool and extractor do follow up. That's pretty standard from the Zerg player. And oh my god, he sends the SCV out. And he had the ramp block. What did Hiya think there? And now the drone is going to be able to run around until that Marine with his awesome range can just pick it off and kill off the scouting drone. So the drone does escape. But it doesn't know if there's an expansion yet. Hiya, he probably will be taking his command center really quickly here. And thus he does get his command center. And so it will be Rash Expand for Hiya. That's got to be some reassurance for Zero, who went for that hatchery before spawning pool. And there's a lot of restlessness from Zero. You can see that he's just not feeling very comfortable in this game right now. And it may be because he just hasn't been in the booth that long. In a long time, I guess, for Brood War. This is really his first tournament that he's participated in, and there's a lot of prestige here, and it could be getting to him quite a little bit now that he's in the round of 4. The nerves start to amp up a little bit. Now the hatchery is going to be morphing into a lair inside that main base, which looks like another 2-base Muta build. And the SCV does get taken out by the Zerglings, so really good micro from Zero to pick off Hiya's SCV. And now 2 barracks is done. A refinery is coming up behind this, but nothing too unusual quite yet from Hiya. And Zero, too, he's just going with a basic build order opening. Want to add that today's cast is coming from North Carolina. I am a resident of Florida, but I had to go on an 11-hour drive to North Carolina to basically moved some family members, and yesterday it snowed, so I was driving on patches of ice with an almost semi-sized truck. That was very exciting. So I'm glad to be able to take the time to cast this with you guys today, and hopefully you can enjoy this. As we go into game number 4, I would love to see game number 5, an ace match. Just make it really exciting here. But in the first 2 games, Hiya outshined his opponent Zero. And then Zero had a really great late game play against Hiya with that Mutas. I think once Zero can get his Mutalist out, that means he will be comfortable enough to take on his opponent. Oh, wow. Okay, so the Spire is on its way. And Hiya, he's got a lot of Marines again. I bet you this is going to be another strong bio push. The engineering bay is going to be finishing up soon, so he will not be going for mech play. I love TVZ mech. It might be one of my favorite things to watch. It's just the style that I truly enjoy. And there's a great game with Boxer, and I forget who the Zerg was. It may have been Savior. And Boxer just has this brilliant game where he takes out tons of Goliaths with the range attack and micros them against like 40 mutas, some ridiculous number, but he manages to micro them just so perfectly that eventually he was able to win the game. And someone who's listening to this will end up being able to put it in the LR thread or the GOM TV thread for you guys, or put it in a YouTube comment, because these will be up on YouTube later. And if you guys do enjoy my casts, go find me on Twitch at BisuDagger. That will make plenty of VODs available to you. I am working on updating my YouTube page, but right now it's not even useful to go to. And so there's a few Marines mixed. This is a standard bio force, nothing quite unusual yet for Hiya. And this pressure is just to keep these mutas away from the base, because they can get in there and attack these SCVs pretty consistently. You need that time to basically build the turrets inside your main and natural, and that's kind of what the Marines do. But also the mutas are here to prevent the Marines from getting to the natural until you can build sunken colonies. So both these players are just playing that little touch and go game inside the middle of the map. Being able to establish a solid third for Zero is going to be really important too. So now that his bottom rate base is established, he needs to make sure that he can prevent Hiya's forces from getting to the third and taking it out. A lot of mutas still funneling in here. 12 mutas, in fact, are already finished up, but 23 Marines is quite a bit to deal with these mutas. And a nice stim here. It looked like 2 mutas taken out right away. And Hiya, he's not afraid of this mutalist flock. Taking one more out. This is just not good for Zero. His micro is a little bit off. And like I said in the last cast and during game number 3, mutalist micro is probably one of the most important things you need to work on as a Zerg player. In ZVT and ZVZ, it is just so commonly used that it's pretty painful to watch someone who can't micro mutas. And that's what Zero, you can see his face is just so disappointed here as he's losing so many mutalists. And down to 8 now, finally able to take out the Marine force here. But all the bio forces are now going to the natural base instead of the third, almost losing 2 mutas. In fact, right there, does he even have the... He only has 1 sunken colony? Wow, Zero, he should not be able to hold this. There's just not enough defenses invested into here. And now the Marines are just walking their way in, and this might be an easy victory for Hiya. Oh, just a huge mistake for Zero, underestimating his opponent and how much army supply there is, and not having favorable hits from these mutas and their micro. But dwindling the forces down, is he going to be able to survive these 4 Marines left? And GG. Oh, disappointment from Zero. And Zerg fans all over the world cry out as Hiya, the Terran player, does advance to the finals. Congratulations to Hiya. Such a great play from him. He really didn't have to do too much, but he was just solid all around anyway. This is BisuDagger on the microphone. Thank you guys for watching. Be here next week as we